Hello, listeners. We are back with another Rewind episode. This one is E.T. from our 31 Days of Horror over on our other podcast, Monster Movie Fun Time Go. We'll have another new episode next week. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. 31 Days of Horror. Mars needs movies. This is day number 8. I am one of your hosts, Precious D.
And I am the other one of your hosts, Honey B.
So this season we're talking about movies of alien invasions, incursions, infiltrations, and visitations. And today I guess we're talking about a visitation. It is E.T. the Extraterrestrial from 1982.
Okay, but I have to ask you, Precious, do you know my connection with this movie or like anything about this movie and me?
No, I do not.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, this movie is one of the first movies I ever saw, ever.
Okay.
And this movie is also my first trauma. And
Oh no.
and also this movie it's a lot. And I chose it because when I saw it, I was like, this is my opportunity. This is one of my mother's favorite stories, but when I was like 4 years old, she put E.T. on for me and then was like in the kitchen making macaroni and cheese or some shit. And at like some point, I'm like, she just hears me start screaming bloody murder. And she runs into the living room to see what's going on. And I am losing my shit. Like just meltdown. She said I was screaming. I was like banging my head against things. Like I was distraught, and she's trying to find out like what's wrong with me, and I'm just like screaming like, he's dead.
Oh, no.
E.T.'s dead. And she's like no, you gotta sit down, like watch. But I couldn't breathe. I was my world drastically changed that day, okay? And I couldn't finish the movie, and I don't know if I ever finished the movie. I feel like maybe at some point I did, but I also don't really remember it. And then watching it today, I don't remember the ending whatsoever. So I really don't know if I had seen the ending or I hadn't, but this movie, because I just lost my shit, and then I could never watch it again because I just would remember the pain of losing E.T., right? But also throughout my whole life, I was obsessed in this way. Like I just loved him so much. It just felt like he was a really good friend of mine who had died. And watching this as an adult, I felt like I was like little baby Drew, you know, when I watched this movie. And because she's just so sweet and so innocent. And, you know, there's the whole thing around how Spielberg was like, keep the puppet alive for her because he wanted her to think that it was real for the great acting, you know? And so I feel like, yeah, I couldn't even, I'm telling you, as soon as I started this movie, I was freaking out. I called my mom and I was like, I have to watch E.T. for the podcast. And she was like, if you need to FaceTime me, you can FaceTime me. She's like, it's okay. And then as soon as the movie started, I was already in tears. And as soon as he started, when he says, be good, tears. Just, I can't. This movie is really, it was very life-changing for my tiny little 4-year-old self. And I don't know if I ever finished it throughout the year or like watched it in full until today. But I did watch it, and I cried a lot throughout the movie. But I also feel like, wow, it just healed a little piece of me because I got to actually see that he does survive. Yes. And he did come back, and my mom was right, but I couldn't handle it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you finally got to see the happy ending.
Yeah, this is great. It's a great movie. Like, wow, what a masterpiece. I'm sad that I was,
And this was
so terrified
This
of it.
is the restored version because there was a version, I think 20th anniversary version, where they had digitally removed the guns and replaced them with walkie-talkies.
No, I was wondering if they had removed something in this one too, because I feel like in the movie that I watched, which I watched on Netflix, there was like a part that I didn't see that I felt like I did remember but wasn't in the movie, and I was like, I wonder if they took it out.
I don't think so.
Where she drinks a beer, where Drew's character drinks a beer.
I don't think Drew ever drinks a beer now. I think it's just E.T. that does.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point, I don't know who put pressure on what, but Spielberg decided he didn't like the idea of the government agents brandishing weapons at the children as they rode by on their bikes. So
the mom even says it. She's like, "No guns, they're children."
So they digitally replaced them with walkie-talkies. And then he later regretted that and thought, no, you shouldn't go changing old movies based on whatever the current standard is or feeling is. Just let them be what they are. So he went back and restored it. So the one that's on Netflix is the guns included version. So let's do some stats here. It's from 1982, 114 minutes in color in English. The budget was $10.5 million. The box office was $797.3 million, which surpassed Star Wars and made this the highest grossing film of all time for 11 years until it was surpassed by Jurassic Park.
Wow.
The cast. Of course, the music's by John Williams. The cast is Henry Thomas as Elliot Taylor, Dee Wallace as Mary Taylor, Robert McNaughton as Michael Taylor, Drew Barrymore as Gertie Taylor, Pat Welsh as E.T. Voice uncredited, Peter Coyote as Keys, Casey Martell as Greg, Sean Fry as Steve, C. Thomas Howell as Tyler. I did not realize that. He's in one of the versions of War of the Worlds, by the way. And Erica Elniak as Pretty Girl.
Okay. Oh.
That must be the girl that he kisses.
Oh, yeah, the girl, that he kisses in the class. Oh my god, so fucking cute, dude.
Let me see. Did I take any notes?
I couldn't take notes because I cried the entire time. So my eyes are literally puffy, like swollen, because I cried so much while I watched E.T.
I don't think I did take any notes. So this movie is also in a large part responsible for the success of the home video market, because when it was going to be released on VHS, the studio wanted to charge like $75. And Spielberg said, no, I want families to be able to afford this movie. It should be more like $20. And that kind of set the standard for, let's make families be able to buy these movies when they come out on VHS. So that and porn are responsible for the success of home video cassettes.
Not porn.
Yeah. So there we go. So this is back when Spielberg liked Aliens. It's his second alien-based movie following Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I mostly like this film. I do find the basic premise to be a little difficult to swallow, in that, didn't they notice he was gone? Why didn't they why did E.T. have to phone home? Why didn't somebody on that ship notice he was gone and immediately turn back around?
Yeah.
That is kind of a big plot hole.
Oh, man, that is so funny. You know what's funny? Also, I didn't realize that E.T. was a baby. Like,
it does seem like he is
watching it as a baby, you don't realize, like, he's just a little baby alien.
It does seem like he's a child. However, he is advanced enough to build a signaling device that is able to communicate with this ship through, who knows, because presumably they're traveling at faster than light speeds and have been gone for quite some time. So he's able to send them a signal. Maybe not. Maybe they're traveling at sublight and they're just a very long-lived species. I don't know. It's on Netflix if any of you have not seen it, and basically an alien ship, for some reason, no reason that's ever explained, just sort of makes a rest stop on Earth because they're not invading. They're not collecting samples.
They're friendly.
They're certainly not abducting humans. They might be collecting plant samples or something because E.T. does take some flowers back with him.
He takes flowers to his mama.
But for some reason, he gets left behind. He wanders off and gets left behind when they leave, and then hides out in the shed in the backyard of these people. Honeybee, did you realize what was going on in the rec room at the house in the beginning?
What do you mean, like the kids smoking cigarettes and playing a game?
They were playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, sick.
Nobody says Dungeons and Dragons, but that's clearly what they're doing. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
They might have said so-and-so is the dungeon master, and it's his decision.
Yeah.
Because Elliot wants to play. I got my characters. Elliot's been sitting there off to the side making a character. Sadly, there's a history of older siblings not allowing their younger siblings to play. That is not how it worked in my house. We encouraged...
Yeah, I was going to say, but you would never.
No, we encouraged everybody to play. And everybody did at some point. Not everybody kept with it, but everybody played at some point. So, yeah, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons at the beginning, so it's a very 80s thing to do.
This movie is so aggressively 80s, and I love that because it's like the nostalgia of it, but the kids sitting around playing D&D and smoking cigarettes is crazy.
I don't think I noticed they were smoking cigarettes, but yeah, Mama.
They are, and I was like, wow, how old are these kids? This is insane.
They're not even
it was the 80s.
I don't think they were even in the basement, so I don't know why they thought Mom wasn't going to notice, because they also ordered a pizza without permission. They got in trouble for that. I mean, as long as they could pay for it, I don't know what difference it makes, but maybe she just wanted them to eat healthy. So Elliot, kind of the main character, finds the alien. He develops some sort of empathic or telepathic bond with E.T.
Like connected. Yeah. Oh.
What was his name? Neil Diamond? Neil Diamond's song Heartlight was inspired by E.T. Turn on your heartlight.
LOL.
I think is the
That's awkward.
line, because his heart glows at some point.
Yeah.
So but E.T.'s got magic powers. He's telekinetic to some extent. He's telepathic. He can do healing as well, although he can't heal himself. But a lot of shenanigans happen, but eventually E.T. starts getting sick. It may be just because he was out in the wilderness all night in the cold, laying in a ditch.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got separated, because they go out into the woods after he builds the signaling device, they go out up on a hill to set it up on Halloween night.
To phone home.
Yeah, on Halloween night. There's like 2 Star Wars references in this movie. Elliot's showing him his Star Wars toys at one point, and then there's a kid in a Yoda costume that E.T. seems to recognize. Yeah. So there is a...
Yeah, he's like, home.
Well, and years later, there's a more explicit Star Wars connection. So yeah, he sees this kid in a Yoda costume and starts trying to follow him and saying home, home, as if he recognizes his species. Years later, in around 1999, 2000, when the Phantom Menace, Star Wars The Phantom Menace comes out, I believe that's the one. Maybe it's Attack of the Clones. One of the fucking prequels. When they're having a big meeting in the Senate, and there's all these little sort of opera boxes with representatives from the different planets. One of them is full of ETs.
Oh!
So it's a little... Lucas and Spielberg are friends, of course, and they're both making little nods to each other in their movies.
Cute.
And of course
Oh my god.
And of course they worked... And they worked together on the Indiana Jones movies.
Oh.
So... eventually the government is on to what's going on, because they notice the spaceship land and take off, I guess, and come in to sort of take over the situation just as E.T.'s getting very sick. Totally failed to save his life. But then it turns out he was just resting, just needed to reboot.
He just needed to reboot. He was buffering.
Yeah.
Thanks for fucking up my life for nothing, E.T.
Yeah. Then the kids get on their bikes and kidnap him, or not kidnap him, rescue him, I guess.
And they fly,
into the woods.
in the basket and the bikes.
I think at this point, E.T.'s ship has gotten close enough that he can tell telepathically that they're coming.
Well, his heart starts glowing, and he's like, home. Oh my God. But the best part was when, well, I mean, there's so many fucking good parts, but is when they're like in the Halloween costumes, and his little like finger starts glowing, and he's like, ouch, ouch. And the kid's like, it's fake. Because he like has the fake knife through his head. Oh my God! It's
yeah,
dude.
Right. Yes, one of them's like a hobo zombie or something with a fake knife through his head, and E.T. thinks he's really been hurt.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
But the ship comes back to get him. The military does not open fire. The military, the government does actually seem to be trying to help. They seem very menacing at first, but they do actually seem to be trying to help and are not malicious. And of course, an alien lands here. Of course, they're going to want to know what's up with that.
Yeah.
But they do not try to... Do they even get there in time?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, they do, but they don't,
They don't try to stop the ship. I mean, it'd be nice to open some kind of diplomatic relations, but maybe there's some kind of prime directive...
Oh God!
In place, but they don't open fire on the ship or anything like that, or try and prevent them from leaving. So E.T. gets back on his ship, and he and Elliot have.
And first he tells the little girl, he's like, Gertie, he says, be good. And then he tells Michael, thank you. And then when him and Elliot do the sign for hurt because they're sad, he like asks Elliot to come with him. And he's like, I can't, I have to stay. And then he does the thing and he's like, ouch. Oh, well,
I took that Elliot was not that Elliot was saying I have to say, he was asking E.T. to stay.
Oh, God.
But yeah, they can't. E.T.'s got to go. Elliot has to stay, and they do. I don't know if they ever come back. There should be. I don't know. Might be interesting to have a sequel. I don't know what you'd say. But.
Can't. Please, never, ever. No sequel, no reboot.
Yeah,
you've done enough. You've done enough.
It would just be interesting, just like a short film or something with Elliot's an old man and E.T. comes back to. Take him away.
They're just two old dudes just schmoozing it up on the fucking porch, just whittling wood, smoking cigars,
drinking cokes.
E.T.'s just like, what's up?
So, Honeybee, what are you gonna rate E.T. the Extraterrestrial? How many flying saucers?
This movie is 57,000 flying saucers. It's one of the best movies ever made. You can fight me on that. It is. Okay. I honestly like. I have a lot of emotions invested in this movie, but I was like literally telling Gus. I said, I'm watching E.T. tonight, and he's like, oh, and a good ice pick to the face today, huh? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, it is one of the best movies in cinematic history. And dude, I would have to agree. The puppet is incredible. He looks amazing. You
did request it. You requested this movie.
I did. And I'm so happy for it. And I'll never watch it again. I finished it, and I'm happy with that. And it'll always forever. I love E.T. and he will forever feel like my friend who died when I was 4. And it's just heartbreaking.
It was very, I mean, I guess your mom should, rather than telling you just sit and watch, she should have just said, it's going to be okay. He'll get better.
She was like, he's alive.
To say in hindsight.
Yeah, she said I was like slamming my head into shit. Like I was like, just like drooling, just absolutely a mess. Like I was a mess.
Poor baby.
It was my first. Yeah, it was my first breakdown. And today when I like called her to tell her, hey, I'm watching E.T. for the podcast, she was like, yeah, I looked at you in that moment and I knew, oh shit, I fucked her up.
Oh man. Well, I'm giving it 4 flying saucers because Yeah, why didn't they just turn around it? Why didn't they
Yeah,
notice?
why did E.T. have to phone home is why you're giving it 4 flying saucers. That makes perfect sense. Hell
So there you go,
yeah.
folks.
There
It
you
is
go, folks.
it is on Netflix. I thought it was going to be like on HBO or something. Or Disney. I think is it a Disney movie? I don't know. It feels like it's a Disney movie.
It's not. It's not a Disney movie.
No, it's Amblin Entertainment.
Yeah.
This was a very popular movie at the time. You know, there was T-shirts and lunchboxes and
dolls.
a little bit of toys. There were dolls.
I had a doll. My brother had a doll that he like.
You had a doll, even though it upset you.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, like I thought he was dead. Like I loved him, and I'm telling you, he was my first like real loss was E.T. Even though I only knew him for the 2 hours that the movie was.
He's based on or inspired by an imaginary friend Steven Spielberg had after his parents' divorce. So there you go. So I guess he was your little imaginary friend too.
Yeah.
I think there was even an E.T. breakfast cereal. There was a time when anybody could get a breakfast cereal. But so there you go, folks. We'll be back tomorrow with another in our 31 Days of Horror Mars Needs Movies. If you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe, rate and review. Check out our Patreon, all that kind of stuff. If this spins off into a recurring thing, maybe let us know what alien invasion movie you want us to cover that we don't do in this first section of movies. Anyway, until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I have been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep watching the skies. And we won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.
Be good.